Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham. Now I'm going to start the problems on residential status. Last two videos I have explained in detail how to determine the residential status of the SSC during the current previous year. The tax liability depends on the residential status of the SSC. Income Tax Act 1961 has given the provisions under section 6 regarding how to determine the residential status of an individual, of HUF, firm, company, association of persons, every other person. So for all different types of persons, provisions are clearly given by Income Tax Act. The main provisions are for individuals. Just briefly we'll recap the point, then we'll start the problem. For individuals, two sets of conditions are there: basic condition, additional condition. Basic conditions are 182 days or more during the current previous year, first basic condition. Second basic condition, 60 days during the current previous year, and 365 days or more during 4 years preceding the current previous year. The SSC, if any one of the basic condition is satisfied by the SSC will be called resident. If the SSC does not satisfy any of the basic condition, he will be called non-resident. If a person is a resident, that means he is satisfying any one of the basic condition, then we have to check whether he is ordinary resident or not ordinary resident. For that purpose, two additional conditions are there. The first additional condition should be a resident in at least 2 out of 10 previous years preceding the current previous year. Second additional condition, must stay in India for 730 days or more during 7 years preceding the current previous year. So if an SSC satisfies one basic condition and both the additional condition, he will be treated as ordinary resident person. If a person satisfies one basic condition but does not satisfy the additional conditions, he is called ordinary, but he is a resident but not ordinary resident. Resident but not ordinary resident. If a person does not satisfy the basic condition itself, he is called non-resident. Non-resident. So there is a special category also. In that special category, 3 cases are given where only first basic condition will apply, second basic condition will not apply. The 3 special category cases are an Indian citizen who is going abroad for employment. For them, only first basic condition will apply. Secondly, crew members of the ship or aeroplane. The crew members, again for them, only first basic condition will apply. Third, an Indian citizen who is working abroad comes to India on visit during the current previous year. Again, only first basic condition will apply. So these 3 are the special category of cases, right? So now I'm going to start the problems on residential status. See here, problems are based on the theory which I have given in the last 2 videos. So if you have watched those videos, then these problems will be easier for you, and otherwise every problem will be very difficult for you. So my suggestion, go to the playlist of my channel, select the subject income tax for the assessment year 21-22. Select the video of residential status part 1 and part 2. Be thorough on the provisions, then you watch this video, it will be beneficial. So before starting the problems, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which I have given in the link under my description. So take a printout and keep it ready. Take the screenshot of the solutions of few problems, then I'll explain each and every point. Come on. See the first problem. Sri Amrendra Naidu, a citizen of India, left to Japan on 2nd Feb 2021, current previous year. The current previous year is 2020 to 2021. And determine his residential status as resident or non-resident for the assessment year 21-22. So our current assessment here, see the solution. Sri Amrinder Sai Naidu, assessment year is 21-22, our current assessment year. Previous year is 2021. So it starts from 1st April 2020 and ends on 31st March 2021. So here when he left, a citizen of India left to Japan on 2nd Feb 2021. That means before 2nd Feb 2021 he was in India. Our year begins from 1st April 2020. So from 1st April 2020 to 2nd February 2021 he was in India. He left India on 2nd Feb 2021. Now we need how many days he stayed in India during the current previous year. He left for Japan on 2nd Feb 2021. Number of days he was in India during the current previous year was April. Our year begins from 1st April 2020. So during the month of April he was in India. So April, how many days are there? 30 days. So May 31, June 30, July 31, August 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, December 31, January 31, February 2nd. Because 2nd February he left. So leaving the country is on 2nd Feb. So we include 2nd Feb also in India. From 3rd Feb onwards he was not in India. So how many days he was in India during, if you add up all values, 308 days. So 308 days he was in India. That means the first basic condition is satisfied. The first basic condition says he must stay in India for 182 days or more. It is more than 182 days. So when the first basic condition is satisfied, he is called resident. So he is asking you whether he is resident or non-resident. He is resident. India is more than. So total number of days stayed in India is more than 182 days. He stayed for 308 days. More than 182 days. Hence his residential status is resident for the previous year 2021. This is the solution of the first problem. Second problem. Srimati Rekha Bhatt was born in Mumbai city on 15th June 1984. We are not concerned about it. She left India for Australia on 14th May 2020. Our year begins from 1st April 2020. And she left India on 14th May 2020 and never returned so far. She left India on 14th May 2020 and then till the end of the year she has not returned back. Determine her residential status as resident or not for the current previous year. Very easily. We have to calculate how many days she stayed in India during the current previous year. Rekha Bhatt. Assessment year 21-22, previous year 2021. Starting from 1st April 2020 and ending on 31st March 2021. She left for Australia on 14th May 2020. She left India on 14th May 2020 and never returned. So we calculate the number of days she stayed in India. April month, April, May, June, July, she was in India. Only in the month of November she left. So April, how many days? 30 days. April 30 days. When she left, 14th May she left. Achha, 14th May she left. So May 14 days. April 30 days she was in India. May 14 days she was in India. After 14th, she was in Australia, not in India. So how many days she stayed during the current previous year? Only 44 days. Only 44 days during the current year she was in India. Remaining period she was in Australia. Though she was resident for last 4 years, but her stay during the current previous year is less than 60 days. Her stay in India is less than 60 days. So her residential status is non-resident for the current previous year 2021. Next one. Third problem. Srimati Sultana Begum, citizen of Iran, came to India for the first time on employment business purpose on 13th July 2020, 11 am. So current previous year is 1/4/2020. So she came to India first time on 13th July 2020, 11 am. She left India on 15th Jan 2021, 3 pm. That means during the current previous year only she came to India and she left India. During this period, she earned 18,60,000 in India and 25,91,000 in Iran. That means she is having income in India and also she is having income in Iran. Now see here, which income is taxable? It depends on the residential status. If she is ordinary resident in India, then global income is taxable here. That means whether the income is Indian income or foreign income, fully taxable if her residential status is ordinary resident. If she is a non-resident, then only Indian income is taxable, foreign income is not taxable. So we have to find out whether it is she is resident or non-resident. Determine her residential status and calculate tax liability for the assessment year 21-22. So in this problem, we have to not only find out the residential status, but also we have to find out the tax liability. Srimati Sultana Begum. She came to India on 13th July 2020, our current previous year, and left India on 5th January 2021. We have to find out how many days she stayed in India during this period. So number of days she stayed in India during the previous year, 13th July. 13th July consists of 31 days. July consists of 31 days. In 31 days, first 12 days she was not in India. On 13th July, she came to India. So 31 minus 12, you will get 22, you will get 19 days. 31 minus 12, you will get 19 days. So July month, 19 days. August 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, December 31, January 5th, she left. January 5th, she left. So 5 days of January also she was in India. 5 days of January she was in India. So she came on 13th July. So in the month of July she was in India for 19 days. 13th July means first 12 days you deduct. 31 minus 12, you get 19. Plus 31, plus 30, plus 31, plus 30, plus 31, plus 5. 177 days she was in India. 177 days. She was in India for less than 182 days. The first basic condition says she must be in India for 182 days or more. She was less than 182 days. So her residential status is non-resident. She cannot satisfy the second basic condition also. Because last 4 years she should be in India for 365 days or more. The second basic condition says during the current previous year, she should be in India for 60 days. And last 4 years, she should be in India for 365 days. That second condition she is not satisfying. That means the first basic condition itself is not satisfied. She is a non-resident. When she is a non-resident, only Indian income is taxable. Foreign income earned in Iran is not taxable. So how much income she has earned? For non-resident persons, income earned in India only is taxed, and she need not pay any tax on income earned in other countries. So in the problem it is given income earned in Iran, that will not be considered. Only Indian income. For non-resident persons, whether men or women, the basic exemption is 2,50,000. In the previous video, introduction, I have explained you that for non-resident persons, whether non-senior, senior, super senior, the 2,50,000 is the fixed basic exemption. So here 2,50,000 basic exemption. Indian income is 18,60,000. Now we can compute how much is the tax liability. Slab income rate tax. Already so many problems we have done in the previous videos. So up to 2,50,000 first slab, income is 2,50,000 nil, no tax. Second slab, 2,50,000 1 to 5 lakh. From 2,50,000 1 to 5 lakh, income is 2,50,000. 5% is the rate of tax. So 5% of 2,50,000, 12,500. Third slab goes from 5 lakh 1 to 10 lakh. The income is 5 lakh. 20%, 1 lakh. Now over 10 lakh rupees, the balance will be 30%. So total income is 18,60,000. So 1860 minus 10 lakh, you will get 8,60,000, 30%, 258. Take the total 3,70,500. 3,70,500 is the basic income tax. To this we add health and education cess 4% as usual. The ultimate tax liability 3,85,320. That's it. So this is the end of problem number 3. Now fourth problem. Mr. Raj Kapoor, 51 years of age, an individual, left India for France on 25th July 2019 to take up a job in a firm there. He returned to India on 30th June 2020. He never been out of India in the past. What will be his residential status for the previous year ending 31st March 2021? Again, we have to count how many days he stayed in India during the current previous year, 2020-21. We have to calculate. So here you can see Mr. Raj Kapoor. Assessment year is 21-22, previous year is 2021, starting from 1st April 2020 and ending on 31st March 2021. Number of days he stayed in India during the previous year are. So when he came back to India on 30th June 2020, he came back. So one day, June 1 he came back. Because 30th June means we include the 30th June in India. So one day of June. Then July 31, August 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, December 31, January 31, February 28, March 31. Totally 275 days. 275 days he stayed in India during the current previous year. That means the first basic condition of 182 days he has satisfied. When he satisfies the first basic condition, he is a resident person. He is a resident person. And it is also given that he was never been out of India. He has never been out of India in the past. In the previous year, he never went outside. That means he satisfies both the additional conditions. The first additional condition says he must be a resident in 2 out of 10 previous years preceding the current previous year. Second additional condition says must stay in India for 730 days or more during 7 years preceding the current previous year. Both the conditions Mr. Raj Kapoor satisfied. The basic condition satisfies, additional conditions also satisfies. He will become a resident and ordinary resident. That's it. So here special category assessing, because he is an Indian citizen going abroad on employment basis. So in that case special category only first condition will apply, that is 182 days. So Indian national went to a foreign country for employment purpose. That's why it is a special category. His stay in India during the previous year is 275 days. Actually, if 182 days or more, he will become a resident. So he is satisfying the basic condition. First basic condition satisfied. Now additional conditions. In the last 10 years, he was a resident for more than 2 years and stayed in India for more than 730 days in 7 years. These are the two additional conditions. And both additional conditions he satisfied because he was never been out of India in the past. It means he is satisfying both the additional conditions. Hence his residential status is resident and ordinary resident for the current previous year 2021. That's it. This is the end of fourth problem. Now see the fifth one. Sri Munna Lal, an Indian citizen, left for Sri Lanka for the first time on 1st October 2017 as a computer expert on employment basis. Again special category because Indian citizen going abroad on employment basis. The only first basic condition will apply. He came back to India on 31st May 2018. He left for Bangladesh on 5th December 2018 and returned to India on 10th June 2019 and left thereafter to China on 10th March 2020. That means before our year begins. Our current year begins from 1st April 2020. So before 1st April 2020, 10th March 2020 itself, he has left India and returned on 10th December 2020. Determine his residential status for the current previous year 2021. First of all, the SSC will come in special category. Special category means he is an Indian citizen going abroad on employment basis. In that case, only first basic condition will apply, that is 182 days during the current previous year. So when he returned to India 10th December 2020, he went to China on 10th March 2020 before our year begins. That means April, May, June, July, August, all these months he was in China. He came back to India on 10th December. From 10th December 2020 to 31st March 2021. How many days he stayed in there? That we have to count. Sri Munnalal. Assessment year 21-22, previous year 2021, starting from 1st April 2020, 31st March 2020. Number of days he stayed in India during this period is December 22. Because he came back to India on 10th December. 10th December 2020. That means first 9 days of December we leave. December consists of 31 days. Out of 31 days, first 9 days he was not in India. From 10th December he was in India. So 31 minus 9. 31 minus 9 you get 22 days. So December month 22 days he was in India. January 31 days he was in India. February 28 days he was in India. March 31 days he was in India. So totally 112. 112 days he was in India during the current previous year. Now Income Tax Act says the first basic condition 182 days or more, then only he will become resident, otherwise non-resident. So here he has become non-resident. He has become a non-resident because 112 days. SSC comes in special category. So only the first basic condition will apply, that is 182 days. He is not satisfying the basic condition. So his residential status for the current or previous year is non-resident. That's it. Fifth problem completed. Now sixth one. Mr. Jagdish, an Indian citizen who is appointed as a senior scientific officer by the government of Kenya, left India for the first time on 26th September 2019 for joining its duty in Kenya. Again special category. Indian citizen going abroad on employment basis. Only first basic condition will apply. So he came to India for 160 days. Determine his residential status for the current assessment year 21-20. Directly it is given in the problem 160 days during the current previous year he was in India. Income Tax Act says special category person. First basic condition only we have to check. What is the first basic condition? 182 days we have to check. He stayed for less than 182 days. So he is a non-resident for the current previous year. SSC comes in special category. His stay in India is less than 182 days. He is not satisfying the basic condition. Hence his residential status is non-resident. So I have explained you 6 problems on residential status in this video. Inshallah, we'll continue the next problem in the next video.